discuss is that everybody has to be very quiet in Japan. You see, because there's this perception that Japan is very, very quiet and you can't be noisy, which is bullshit.
So the big concern a lot of people have is that Japan is super duper quiet and everybody will be offended all the time by somebody speaking noisily.
There's this perception that nobody in Japan talks above an audible whisper. Like anything louder than telepathic communication
Wings of a
is
butterfly.
deeply frowned upon, but that's just baloney.
That's baloney.
All right?
That's I like baloney.
That's
I like
hogwash.
that. That is hogwash. First up, on the trains. Now, this is like a 50-50 thing because every single train line in Japan, it kind of has its own neighborhood feel.
Sure.
So like when you get on our train line in Kinchijoji, everyone is very respectable and quiet and it's not very loud for talking. But then you hit Shimokitazawa and it's like all the artsy kids come on and the volume starts going up. You just got to kind of feel it out.
So just have a little bit of awareness when you're there. If people are quiet, then try to talk in quieter tones. If you see that it's really busy and bustling and it's noisy and people are talking, then feel free to talk. Obviously, don't shout when you're on a train. Don't talk the way that I'm talking right now to you, Sony. Have a little bit of spatial awareness when you come there and modulate your voice accordingly.
Okay, nerd.
What? Sorry, I use big words.
Modulate your
I'll read them books, all right? I read a lot.
Japanese bars and izakayas, very noisy.
My gosh.
All the time.
Yes.
You can barely hear yourself talk. When you try to even enter in, you already get them shouting at you to say like, welcome. Like, come on in. That's exactly it, you know? And you hear that going on all the time. They're shouting at people on the streets. They're shouting at people entering the door. It's very, very noisy. So you can just be yourself. Let's talk sushi establishments. Now, if you go to a really cheap sushi place, like the conveyor belt sushi places, they're pretty quiet and not out of respect. It's because we're all like,
you're just
it's fast food, right?
It's supposed to be fast. You're there in your little thing. You're eating and you're bouncing.
On our Saito Sushi video, there's a lot of comments from people that are like, oh my God, they're so obnoxious. Like,
and noisy, and you shouldn't be talking that much at a restaurant.
We would like eat a piece and we'd go like, or like, oh my God. And people were acting like this is some kind of sacred location where you shouldn't be able to express your love. You know,
you're supposed to be very quiet.
No, you know, there's a chef that's making food in front of you, and when you eat something that you like, however you express that, if you cry or if you're like, oishi, the chef appreciates any kind of real reaction to their food.
No chef is going to be offended if you're complimenting them on the food that they make. Even when we spoke with Saito, like he said that the hardest part of training to be a sushi chef is not how to make the sushi, but also like how to interact with the clientele and make them comfortable
while making sushi.
Every time we go to some of these more modern establishments like Saito or, for example, Amamoto, it's always loud and boisterous. People are having fun, they're drinking, they're talking with the chef and talking with each other. It's not a quiet, sacred experience, so please get that out of your mind.